Hello everyone. God bless. Welcome. Good morning. How you doing? Good to have you. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name's Tyler. I'm going to be helping navigating us through the wild world of day trading futures. And this morning we had NFP, big news candle. You'll see this giant news candle right there. That's a massive candle. And that was NFP. That was the news candle. And that was almost 100 points in 1 minute. We're going to be talking about the market. We're going to be talking about ICT concepts, going over order blocks for value gaps, learning how to read the market. We're going to talk about all that good stuff. It's going to be a good day. If you're watching after the fact, you can use the time markers below to get to the key moments with all the trades that I've taken and along with the explanation of what I was thinking. Lastly, if you're looking to take your trading to the next level and you want to use prop firms, you want to use other people's money, you can use the code DTJ. And that code will give you anywhere from 30% off to 50% off currently on the preferred or the following prop firms. We have Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and Apex. If I have a preference, my preference still is Apex out of all the ones that I've tried. With that, let's go ahead, open in prayer, and then let's get started. It's going to be a great day. We got a new affirmation for today. I really like the affirmation. It's going to be a good one. So, Father, we honor you in our trading. Lord, we fix our eyes on you. You are the author of the finisher of our faith, Father. Thank you that you never leave us or forsake us, but you're right there with us in and through all things. Father, we thank you that as we trade today, Father, you give us wisdom of the markets, you give us understanding, and Father, I thank you that we have the fruits of the Spirit, self-control, patience, Father, that we do not rush anything, but we wait for you to provide for us in the setup in the market today. I bless everyone here, pray for increase in their trading and their personal walk with you. In Jesus' name, amen. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's rock and roll. We're going to start by taking a higher time frame look at the market, and we're going to bring it down. We're going to use our three-step process that we use to figure out our bias narrative in a possible trade idea. So let's start out and let's jump all the way up to the monthly since we are on day 2 of the month. And let's take a look at what we got. Okay? A couple things that stand out to me. I don't think we are bullish. I think this is a fake run higher. I really do. I think this is fake. So, why do I say that? We have a monthly fair value gap sitting right here. We could play anywhere inside this monthly fair value gap and still move lower. Okay? We also just ran into this monthly fair value gap. And what do we typically see fair value gaps do? They provide support and resistance. So this is an imbalanced area on a monthly basis. We expect it to come into this level, and then I would want to see it roll away. Now, I'm thinking about higher time frame economic perspective. We're looking at tariffs. That's people, the market doesn't like tariffs. And the market doesn't like Trump right now. So I think this is all fake, and we're going to see this. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's kind of my gut. If I had to pick a specific level on where it could go up to, see this volume imbalance right here? This volume imbalance sitting right there, that could be the volume imbalance it reaches up to. Let's do monthly. That there is interesting to me. Could we get up there? I don't know. I'm just going to mark it for right now. Dropping down to the weekly time frame, we just ran this weekly high. Look at conveniently what candle is referenced this weekly candle from March 24th is inside there. So could we reach up to this swing high? Wick in that hit this volume imbalance and then sell off, that's very interesting to me. I mean, that seems to correlate. So I'm just keeping that in the back of my mind as far as where could price move higher. It's not that far away. It's not that far away. We are 350 points away from that volume imbalance. The news candle was 100. So, I mean, not very much. My volume is a bit low. It's I haven't changed anything. My volume is actually at capacity, so I can't do anything about that. Is everybody else, do I sound okay with everybody else? Dropping down to the daily time frame, and that brings us to really what I'm having issues with. We've had 10 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're on our 9th day of green days. Okay? Remember yesterday I mentioned if we have a volume imbalance that opens above price, typically we'll end bullish. We did. I didn't think we were, but we did. Today, we had a volume imbalance that was opened lower. Do you see here? We closed here, but we opened down here. So we're going to have a gap right here as we go down to lower time frames. Are we potentially running this high one last time before we sell off? I think that's a possibility. Now, I'm not saying we sell off completely, but could we get a retracement? Or could we be running for that high right now? Those are the two ideas that I'm really mulling over in my mind on where does price want to go. Now, we already ran the previous day high as we speak. And we've ran the previous day low as we speak when the market opened. We'll get into that. Because we ran the low and the high, it's wide open. We could continue higher here, or we could sell off and we could just run lower here. I'm not saying we go this far, but it could still continue higher, or it could come all the way back down here. I like the idea of a sell-off. I really do. I don't think we've had that great of news in the market to want to continue to push higher. So, your lower speaker mic doesn't clip. It might be sometimes if I reset it, it will work, but so does it sound like clippy? I'm going to have to listen to it now. We got 9 minutes. Now you're going to make me do it. So hang on with me, folks. I just want to make sure. It might be an easy fix. Let's see how I sound here. Oh, no, I sound fine. Okay, I'm good. I apologize. Whatever's on your end, it's I sound the way I want to sound. Okay, let's continue. So now that we have a potential higher time frame target, all right, and we have a potential lower time frame target, I'm going to say is the previous day low or the current day low, because this is still a large range. It's 360 points. So we could continue higher to that volume imbalance, to that swing high, or we could reverse and the previous day low could be the target. Those are my two biases, for a bullish bias and then a bearish bias, okay? Yesterday, we did exactly what I threw out there as a possibility, dropping down into that hourly fair value gap, and we have found support in that hourly. We also found support. This is a 4-hour fair value gap as well. Now, if this 4-hour fair value gap closes at 10 o'clock and it closes bullish like this without retracing, then my bias will change. Or at least my direction is somewhat solidified as a move higher. But if we lose all of this at open and in the next 30 minutes, or most of it, and we close somewhere in this range here, well then the lower price is in the cards. Looking at the hourly time frame, here's that hourly BISI that we referenced. We see that we dropped down below it. I did take that trade actually last night when the market opened. I wanted to see, we were so close to that previous day low. I wanted to see if we could, there was a high probability we're going to run for it right away. So I took a short to that low, pretty small, just 10 handles, nothing major. We will get to the data high and data low here in a second. The market looks like it's peaked off of that previous day high. And we got 6 minutes before market opens. Potential 1 hour reversal could be happening right here as well. And a 30-minute reversal taking place right here, meaning we'd look for a 3-minute entry to go short here in about 5 to 10 minutes. We got our 15-minute. This is our news candle right here, and we'll drop all the way down to our 1-minute time frame, and that's where we're going to put our focus on right now. Here's our data low and data high. There's a good probability this is going to be ran. Okay, and this is kind of where the direction of me wanting to see lower prices comes in. When you have a data high and a data low, both are typically ran. Thank you. Both are typically ran. The data high and the data low will both be ran that day. And we are looking for the trade that potentially will run for this point right here. So I am looking for a trade lower, period. The best one right now is on the 2-minute time frame, and it's this fair value gap. We got a couple of them. That's been filled, that's been filled, that's been filled, kind of. Let's go to the 3-minute. This one here on the 1-minute time frame, this looks the most interesting to me. We got another small one right here, right at that level, so that could be an option as well. Actually, that looks pretty good. I'm going to mark that out as well. It's really small, so we'll bring it up to the volume imbalance. And that looks interesting as well. So these two levels here, if we can close below this, I am looking for price to drop quickly to that level. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I would love to be a part of a trade like that. When it comes to risk management, I'm going to be using about 5 micros on a trade like this. I might reduce it to 3 because we're talking about such a big trade that I could do way more than I normally do as far as total dollar amount with 3 contracts than I could with 5. All right, we got 3 minutes till market open. Let's go ahead and mark our opening range gap for today, and then we will see. We got a large discount opening range gap, so I am interested in the 930 model. That's my preference, is a discount gap. It's very large. Do we expect all of it to be ran? No. Right away, no. All right, well, we are all set up. We are all ready to go. I don't like big, giant yellow boxes on my screen, so I'm going to shrink that up to be really small, to be honest. And just know that that's why it's there. Previous day high has been ran. Our higher point has been reached. We can sell off from here, and that's kind of what I'm open to. We'll see. I'm not a fan that we just swept this low, that internal swing low right there. Not a fan of that. Price could just push back higher from here, so I would have preferred not seeing that. I like that we made a lower low right there, or a red candle there. Paul, how you doing? South Korea, welcome. Brett, I'm looking to do the 930 model, but that is nothing that I share that the details and the protocol on that on in the Discord. I think I'm gonna pass. Last minute decision, I decided not to take it. By the way, it did play out. Unfortunately, the last 2 times burned me, or I had 1 loss and 1 break even. I should have just followed my rules. That's really the truth. All right, so let's go ahead and mark our levels out. Our 930. And then we're looking for midnight open, which is way down here. Actually, it's not way. It has not been tagged since. I really like that level, actually. Now we sit and we wait, okay? We have our idea. I'm interested in shorts. I'm looking for price to run the data low that we have down there, sitting right there at 19,934. That is what my goal is. My goal is to hit that level. How we get there, I don't know yet. So we're trying to figure out what the narrative could look like. I am looking for lower prices. Now that we're at the market, I am waiting 15 minutes. Unless the most obvious model shows up to take this low, I will not be taking a trade for the first 15 minutes. The ticker is NQM. It's up on the top right corner right here. My time frame is also sitting there. Actually, I know I don't have a compression on my mic. I actually have it raised up. I'll mess with it after stream, but I sound fine on when I checked on my phone. Trades. Shalom, brother. Blessed trading day in the name of Jesus. Good morning, JB. How are you? Frank, what's up? Yeah, so this is the only indicator I have on my charts. It's a time indicator. So if you go to, you look at your object tree and scroll all the way down, you'll see the session. No, it's not that. It's by 2. This one right here, TT or TOO. That gives me my time. I believe that's the one. Let's find out. Yeah, that's the one. It's by 2, and the indicator is called, do I even have it? Watermark. It's called watermark, quote, name, and time frame. Right there. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Jim. Bull & Co., welcome. How you doing? Matthew, James. Put or call. Go full port long right now. Don't do that. Since we have some time, let's go ahead and do our daily affirmation. I like today's affirmation. Today's affirmation is nice. It's a nice one. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here is today's affirmation. Excuses don't build fruit. Today, I silence the noise, submit to the process, and outwork every lie that says I can't. God gave me this calling. I'm showing up like it. Boom. Believe it. Have conviction in it and walk it out with confidence. There'll be days you'll doubt, but in that doubt, you need to reject that doubt. You can't accept it. That's not yours to keep, okay? All right, the market's moving now. Let's take a look. We can't hang out here too long. We don't want to miss nothing. We're here to trade. Lance, what's up, my friend? Elon, how you doing? Glad to have you. Dominique, good morning. I want to take this, but I'm not going to because it's within my time frame. If this starts dropping, my last shot will be here, and I may consider that. But, well, that's not possible now. It ran the low. No entry. I'm looking at that as a breaker. Looking at the 3-minute, it's a single. No, it's not a single fair value gap. Do we got anything single here? There's nothing that's really interesting here. I'm going to keep that on the 3-minute time frame. I'm waiting till 9:45. It's very tempting, but I'm going to follow my rule. I'm going to wait till 9:45 and see if it protects me from any craziness, because this looks like an amazing entry right now. Okay, we just had an inversion to the upside. This right here. We had a nice, this is now it's a BPR, a balanced price range. We do have a volume imbalance right there. Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate it, my friend. Glad you're here. Welcome. All right, so we're waiting. The 3-minute right here is what I decided is my fair value gap. It was larger, cleaner, and right in line with this order block here. So it was less noise, so to speak, and we didn't close inside it. And then if you look at the 2-minute, we have a 2-minute close below this. Yeah, so and it was right at, look at the level. Just a quick note. This is probably a decent long here. Look at what we hit. We hit the previous day high and the monthly high. Sorry, previous day high is up here. We hit the monthly high. What is the other level here? And the data high from the second. So that reaction, this is why it's like, don't go short if you see a major bullish level, support level. I mean, because as you can see, we hit that level and just bounced right off it. It's like, hello, we found that level. All right, kick it in high gear, folks. Let's go. So, and I would have missed that. If I was not within my first 15 minutes, I would have missed that, and I would have taken that trade, and it would have been a loss. So, taking time and being patient, man, it's so helpful. I mean, I just avoided a major loss by being patient and following my rules. My rule is don't trade in the first 15 minutes. There's a trader that he teaches inversions, Dodgy D. I bet you he went short right here. I guarantee you he went short right here. Like, guarantee it. It wouldn't surprise me. All right, guys, we got a decent number of people on here. If you guys want to see that first trade on screen, let's hit 70 likes. 70 likes, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Maxwell, good morning. I guarantee you he'll post today's trade, because he is actually, if you want to know where I got the data high and data low model from, it's from Dodgy D. And I learned it a long time ago. He mentioned it, and I did some studying on it, and it's fairly consistent, and it's what we're going to trade today. Now, the entry model, how you get in, it's not a strategy. It's knowing just that this level is going to be ran. High probability. How we get in, I don't get in the way he gets in. I get in based on my model. Well, thank you, Byron. I will tell you, it's a lot easier to share your wins than it is to share your losses. It's on YouTube. I think he calls it the one setup for life, if you're interested in checking it out. But the model is just understanding. Here, I'll give it to you real quick. When you have a data candle, major news that is released, we have it right here. Whichever high or low is ran first, the other will be ran after. So the high was ran. The low has been left. It has not been touched. So the model is you look for structure and price to run for this level, and you make this your TP. So if you're going to go in short at the break of this low, you make your target the data low. Whatever and wherever you go, the target is the data low, because it's very high probable that it's going to run that. If you look back at other NFP news, I would probably say 8 or 9 out of 10 times it will run this level. I remember one recently, maybe 2 months ago, where it didn't. It didn't ran that, and it ran it a week later. It ran it a week later. Aggressively, it ran it. But it will run it. So that's basically the model. And your job as a trader is to find out, where is the likelihood that it's going to run? Is it going to be here? Do I put my stop loss here? Am I protected there? Is it going to be down here? Is it the break of this low? That's what you're trying to figure out. For Dodgy D, for Ryan, he takes it on the first major inversion fair value gap. That's why I said I bet you he went short right here. I don't do that because I've seen that fail multiple times. We're looking at data low there, final approach. Jess, good morning. Welcome. All right, I got the green light to trade. We are looking for 70 likes. Once we hit 70 likes, I'll take an on-screen trade. Literally, when we hit 70 likes, I'll hit buy, and we'll see if it goes up or down. I'm not going to do that. It's like Russian roulette. Click, just see what happens. I'm not doing that with my account. Nope. Okay, but when we look at a higher time frame, guys, what have we done so far? We've hit a very important key level, our previous day high. So I'm actually expecting it to run this direction fairly soon. Could we go higher? Yes, that's why we're waiting for the confirmation that price wants to start to move lower. It always looks like it. And here's the lesson for those that haven't been here for a while. Do not, I repeat, do not take a trade based on how big a candle's looking or how fast it's moving. Your best option is to not take that and wait to see where it closes for confirmation. Okay? You'll get burned every time if you try to do, not every time, but your losses will probably outweigh your wins. I'm not liking this structure at all. There's nothing about this that I go, wow, this is beautiful. No, it's actually pretty nasty. So I'm still keeping this breaker in place. To me, I'm looking in this as just a manipulation candle to get everybody out of these shorts to go lower. The 3-minute looks better. 2 minutes just looks nasty. The 5-minute looks decent as well. We haven't had a 5-minute close. 15-minute. No, nothing that's obvious there. 5-minute. Do we have a 30-minute reversal? We have a 30-minute reversal. Where's a 3-minute? Have we reached in? Yep, there's our 3-minute entry, folks. Ah, I can't believe I didn't see that. Our 3-minute for a 30-minute reversal. There's your entry. So here's 9 o'clock, or here's 8:57, 8:59. We run higher at 9 o'clock, and then at 9:30, we're waiting for price to come back up into this 3-minute fair value gap. I missed it. So we're looking for price to expand lower. This would have been a 3-minute entry for the 30-minute reversal model. Oh, and I never put, what's our first presented fair value gap? Ted, do we have one yet? I'm sure we do. 9:30. Here's our first. I don't like it right here. I mean, it is what it is. That's what it would be. Yeah. It's this one. $9.34 is our first presented fair value gap for the day. It's ran through it a few times. Oh. An inversion right here. If it closes below this, I probably will take this. There's 27 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and take this to the low. See if it wants to run that level. All right, there's the close below. I'm looking for it to run this level here. It closed below this fair value gap, closed below the technically the 3-minute hasn't closed yet. But I think I'm willing to take this based on the way that candle closed. Hopefully we don't get another manipulation leg. We did make equal lows. I want to see those equal lows ran. That's not good. There's our breaker. Let's see if our breaker holds. I have a standard stop loss of 20 handles or 40 handles on this. So we're going to see if it holds or not. And if it doesn't, it's going to stop me out. And I'll be out of the trade. All right, there's a loss right there, folks. I don't regret taking it. The only thing I probably would have done, maybe would have considered doing, is moving stop to break even right here. We never ran the low, so I can't. Did I move my? Okay. I would have moved my stop to break even if we ran below it. I do have a subjective rule that when we make equal lows, that I move my stop to break even, but I did not, with the expectation that it was volatile and I was looking for this target down here. So got stopped out on that one, folks. The idea was we closed below this fair value gap right here without running this low. We ran the low and made equal lows down here that I wanted to see it push again lower for a second time, and it didn't. So we're going to sit on our hands until something becomes obvious. This isn't the prettiest, but this does look like a market maker sell model. So I am expecting it to run down here. Unless you're in a long, I would not be saying go long or saying stop selling short. Unless you're in a trade. Because it's easy to say something from the sidelines. The market's, I could be wrong. I'll admit if I'm wrong. There's a very high probability we're running to that level. So I like the 3-minute. I think I'm only going to take one more opportunity or one more shot, and it will probably be on the close below the 3-minute. So we got a minute and a half. We swept that. We stayed under the first presented fair value gap. We got an inversion right here, a BPR. I'm going to mark that out. Even a trade to midnight open is not bad because there could be a reaction there. It's right in the middle of that fair value gap. Do you see that? It's right around the consequent encroachment. Got 33 seconds left. We'll see where it closes. The 4-hour candle, I said if we were going to close bullish, if that 4-hour candle closes green like this, that I would have a bullish bias. So in 14 seconds, it's going to close. The hourly candle did close inside this. Do we have a 5-minute entry? No. Don't do anything inside here, folks. There's nothing pretty inside this. Waiting for the breakout of that. ES has a nice entry for a 5-minute reversal right here. Let's see if it can reach up into that 5-minute and then use that as confirmation for a short. So if you see that right, let me remove my execution screen. That 5-minute right there, that's our hourly reversal. So that's the hourly confirmation. So we want to wait for the 5-minute to come in. We need a 5-minute change in state of delivery. We haven't gotten that on the 5-minute. So we don't have a 5-minute change in state of delivery, which invalidates the trade idea. You need to have a 5-minute change in state of delivery. I guess this technically qualifies as a 5-minute change in state of delivery, but it still could work. All right, so we came into the 5-minute right there. Let's see how it reacts on NQ. See if it stays maybe with the first presented fair value gap, or if we push higher. We do have some low resistance liquidity right here that it could push for. Bullish breaker right here. If it's going to go higher, it would be right here. 5-minute on ES did close inside of the 5-minute fair value gap. So the hourly reversal technically still is in play for a move lower. Price is looking very bullish and aggressive right now, so sitting on the sidelines and waiting. A close above this fair value gap without running this high would give you an entry for a long to this high. I'm not going to take it, but it's there. All right, it did not close above that level. I'm telling you guys, sit and be patient. It might not be 10 o'clock. It might be 11. It might be at 11 o'clock that we make the move. So we have another hour potentially if it wants to do it then, if it's not going to do it here in the next few minutes. But none of this is very clean. See how aggressive it is, and then it stops right at the top here. I'm not saying it can't go higher, but I'm just like look at the characteristics of the candles. Look at how there's a volume imbalance right there, and it filled that volume imbalance. We'll see. I mean, it could go higher for sure. I'm just noting how the candles are closing and actually moving. What's up, Ruth? How are you? Well, we'll see. We'll see where this closes into next second. All right, it closed back down into the range. I'm just saying, this is not price action I like. And am I kicking myself in the butt for taking this? Sort of. Sort of, to be honest. It happened inside my macro. It closed below my inversion fair value gap. It was a little messy. I probably don't regret taking the trade. I probably could learn from handling my executions. If we are going to make equal lows right here and then close back in the range, I probably should close the trade or move my stop to break even to protect myself. All right, I'm watching ES right here to see if ES is going to close above that 5-minute fair value gap. Overall market looks bullish. You can see that we've reached down into here, right there in the pre-market, or where is that? We reached down into that big fair value gap and potentially pushing higher. And if we close above this 5-minute, that the hourly reversal is not in play. And higher prices could be still in the future. It's difficult to read price action when you got two directions that it could go, or you have bullish candles with high probability targets like the data low. But just, I mean, take a look at the last 5 candles here. That sounds smart, Joshua. All right, we swept the high. Let's see how the body's close, if it's going to close strong or if it's going to have more of a wick and close red. It looks bullish. Looks strong at the moment. All right, closed above the range. We'll give it a few minutes. Still in drawdown, got greedy, didn't get my profit when I had the chance to, so I'm going to focus on taking my setups as I planned it. Trading is sure not for the weak. That is an understatement there, Ruth. Trading shows you who you are. It shows the weaknesses in your life. It shows how you really well you can see very well how well you respond to hard scenarios, hard situations, and how you handle them. How do you bounce back from them? Do you close your eyes when you have a loss and avoid them? I'm putting a video together. It's going to be titled, it's not theologically sound, and it's done that way intentionally, but it's going to be called Why, more than likely I'm going to name it, Why God Allows Losses in Trading, or Why God Allows You to Lose. He might not cause it. All right, so we swept the high, and we're selling off right here. None of this I'm liking. It's just, to me, it's seek and destroy-ish. If we really going to go higher, we need to really go. And it's probably different than what most people think. I can tell you, why would God allow, good people to die or bad people to be wealthy? And, it's kind of playing off of that concept that people believe that if God really is a God, how could he allow that kind of stuff? If he's a good father, why does he? And it's the wrong question altogether. So I figured, let's throw that out there and let's start with the wrong question and let's correct our theology in regards to trading. Northern, the 5-hour and 10-hour 5 handle and 5 and 10 handle scalps. All right, my friend, have a blessed day. Based on the time, guys, it's 10:15. More than likely, we're going to sit here till about 10:45. Just saying. More than likely, that's what's going to happen, is we're going to kind of let price do its thing, give us some structure, and we will look pretty diligently for a setup around 10:45 to 11. I could tell you that we're going to take a trade any second to make sure that you don't leave, but I'm not like that. Yes, sir, Brett. I usually trade till about 11:15. And if we don't get anything there, then I will end the day, in the week, with a loss today. But I think there'll be a setup. You just got to let all the craziness work itself out. I mean, when I look at this chart, do you see anything that's really good? Unfortunately, I don't. All right, Ruth, you got this. There it goes. It just tagged the midpoint of that daily fair value gap. All right, Brady. What do you see happen there, Ted? All right, I'm watching ES. I've just got a note to see how it handles its swing high right here. In regards to the opening range, Daniel, welcome. Appreciate it. We're waiting to see what the market wants to do here in the next 30 minutes. Only one trade for me so far here, folks. We took one trade, and that was on this inversion right here. I didn't move my stop to break even when we made the equal lows and ended up taking a loss on this rejection. I don't like the idea of a sell-off right now. I really want ES to hit its high. I guess it doesn't have to. That could be it could be an SMT right there. A little SMT action with a nice sell-off. I'm watching the previous day high right here. We're sitting right at it. I want to see it close below it. Do something like this. That's what I would like to see. I would prefer these to be covered. Wicks up into these, preferably. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm not a fan of the time. The structure doesn't look bad. Do we got a 5-minute change in state of delivery? No, we don't. We're going to sit and wait. I'm not opposed to taking an inversion to the upside. I feel like we're a little extended But ES still hasn't ran its high. It's not that old. No, we're going to wait. Wait for something better. Better. Yes, it does. I mean, I would love to be able to go into there. All right, my idea of a trade would be this. We got our breaker here. We got a model 22. I want to see this fair value gap, find resistance. I want to see a failure swing. I want to see it move lower. Come back up to this level. This is what I would look at my entry to go short. That's the idea. I have these lines on here to see if we get an SMT on ES and NQ. ES made the higher high. ES has not. Or excuse me, ES made a higher high, NQ has not. See if we get that to move in our direction. Nope. Rough opening hour and a half. That's really what it is. Hour and a half. I did call out this breaker. I just wasn't willing to take it. I didn't. And then look at the price action following it. And then this is a nice area of support, seeing that find support there. Just on how price action moves, that's the previous day high. So we found support here, went high, found support again and moved higher again. I wasn't looking for a long. And it wasn't in my time frame. If we were in the 11 a.m. macro and we had an inversion to the upside, I may have considered it. But what I've noticed is in regards to my bias, typically I would probably say I'm right 75% of the time. What I'm not very, what I haven't been good at is the time. So what was it? It was a couple days ago that we were over here. It was over here. I was looking for a short all day. I'm like, we're going to get this. It's going to run lower. Like, I know it is. And it wasn't until, no, it wasn't that one. I don't know where it was. Was it here? Yeah, it was right here. I was waiting for it to run these levels here. I'm like, we will, I mean, there's just a high probability chance we're going to run these levels down here. These relatively equal lows. We swept the high. We hit the previous week high. There's a good chance we're going to run those levels. And it consolidated for like from 9 overnight. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it either. I'm sorry. I'm not identifying it correctly. Or I can't remember where it was in the chart. Was it here? Maybe it was here. Yeah, I was looking for a short. I said I wanted to see that short. We took a 30-point trade here. I took another trade here, but I'm like, this is going to run. And so it just waited all day, and then at 3:50, we ran it to the hour. That was yesterday. I'm pretty sure there was another one. I just can't remember where it was. So I'm pretty set on this level. It's just a matter of, am I going to be in front of the charts when it wants to do it? And if it's going to look like this, there's no way I'm going to be able to grab it. There was no indication in these charts. I mean, look, it didn't even manipulate. It didn't even have a manipulative leg. So we have these relatively equal highs. It didn't even run that. Usually I like to see a little poke above everything and then the drop. Like this right here. A poke higher and then the drop. Fortunately, there's not much to talk about when there's not much going on. Unless you guys got questions. Then at that point, we would have more to talk about. Okay, I see a high, low, higher, high. I'm watching these relatively equal lows here. See price run lower and then hit that level like I mentioned. That'd be, yes. No, I can't. No, what's up? Come here. Judah. And I'm only willing to give one more shot for a trade. If I don't get this and I don't get what I want, or I take another loss, I'll be done. I'm only going to take 2 trades today. And I'm only going to take that second trade if it's obvious and if it's clean and it looks nice. I don't want to force it. I like that we're at the midpoint of that daily fair value gap. See that? We have a daily swing high right here. I'm going to mark this. That's a daily high. That's March 27th. No. Not right now. I think what I want to see happen, we have 10, 15 minutes left before we potentially start rolling over, if we are going to do that. I wouldn't mind it running up to here. It's not that far away. We're 40 points away. 20 points from this. You're in a short at 12, 20, 12, 21. I don't know what that number is. That's tough to be in a short right there because it's not giving us an indication of rolling over. And we want it to roll over, but we need confirmation that it's going to roll over. Closing below this 3-minute inversion would be one of those confirmations. Also, a close below this candle right here, this 5-minute, would be a 5-minute change in state of delivery. I like that as well. The 15-minute, and if we really want a confirmation, we need to close below this. But you got it, Ted. I'll take a look at it. Bull & Co. I wish I could speak that language. I'm assuming it's Spanish. I don't like. Do you see this balanced price range right here? I want to see it wick up into that. If it's going to stay heavy, that would be nice. And then this, that I would like that. Or this. If it closes above here, then my target is this. Right here. No worries, my friend. Oh. Decent inversion right here to the downside. Right here. If it closes before it runs those lows. It's too close to any target though. Yeah, so that, no opportunity there. But so far, we came up in here. We did the drop like I want. This is what I would want right here. A retest, it to drop below, and then a retest of the previous day high for a sell-off there. Little breaker right here. Still got 2 minutes left for the change in state of delivery on the 5-minute. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I want to look for that 5-minute change in state of delivery. So minute 40 seconds left. Heath, how you doing? New to stream. Do you just trade futures? Have you taken any trades today? I've taken one trade, and I only traded the futures. It was a loss. We were looking for an inversion to the downside to the data lows. Oh, come on. Come on. I want the close below the change in state of delivery. I want that. I'm looking for this candle to close in 38 seconds below this level. That's really what I wanted. Got 30 seconds left. Let's see if it gets it. Actually, it doesn't look bad. The 1 minute's hitting the breaker right now. It didn't close. Did not close below that level. Mini breaker is still holding. I'm looking for this right here. Not willing to take anything in here. I think that's premature. Balance this, I'm happy. We're balancing this right here. That makes me happy. I would like to see it not go above this. That right there. I like the reference of that to the midpoint. That looks really good. Man. I'm going to take this right here. I think I might be a little early, but it looks good. If I get stopped out, I'm going to call it a day, folks. I will close, if we close above this inversion fair value gap right here, I will close the trade in 16 seconds. Here's the trade that I'm in, so you can see it. Hovering over the stop button. All right, I'm going to close that. It closed above where I wanted. I'm not going to let it run to my stop. Give me a second, folks. I did like this inversion holding. It referenced the midpoint. The bodies were staying at the breaker, and then this candle just, everything's just sloppy, folks. It's not looking clean. $15-minute change in state of delivery. If I'm looking, when you have two green candles together, you include those. So this is what it would have to, it would have to close below the 10 a.m. candle. Boss Decay, Silver Bullet. Should we take it? I'm waiting until I got confirmation of a change in state of delivery on the 5-minute. That line right there, I want it a 5-minute candle to close below it. This candle really could do it. The structure's there for the market maker sell model. Come on, let's go lower. Am I overcommitted to my shorts? Probably need to ask myself that question. I don't think so. I don't. I don't think I'm overcommitted to the short. This looks like it wants to drop right here. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Lance, thank you, my friend. Yeah, if you guys are interested, all this is free. Oh, do not close all the way back up there. I will be so annoyed. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. No. What in the world? Got 21 seconds to close below that line. ES is looking great. It's respecting all its levels. NQ is what's extremely just sloppy. All right, so another 5-minute candle within, it's making a lower low. This is great structure for a move lower on the 5-minute. On the 1-minute, that looks just horribly long. Look at the fair value gap above the, no, that's what I have right here. But we technically were inside it already if you go to the daily chart. I have it on there for there, but I also included this volume imbalance. So previously I had it tagged like that, and we were at the midpoint of that, which we've been stopping at. So I'm okay with it rolling over, but there is a possibility that it wants to run for that high or for that previous day high on March 27th. It's not too far away from it either. If we were to consider that, it would look like this. We got a breaker right here, and then it comes up, finds support in it, and moves towards that level. But everything we've been looking at, guys, in all of this, it's been really not very pretty. Yes, I'm just drawing right now. Let's see if it goes down here. I agree with that statement, Neon T. I agree with that statement. The only way I would change that is if we start closing below this 5 minute right here. We could see that. And it needs to be aggressive. I can't take these petty little, I mean, I already tried once and it was a mistake. I let the desire to want to get in the break and wanting to try to find it, I took this right here. That's what would you call that when you're brand new and you have no idea when you take a trade? That's what that was. If we are going to go higher, a close above this fair value gap, tapping the breaker, you could go long to that level. That's not bad. Considering we're right before 11 o'clock, I like this candle if it's going to do that. All right, if it doesn't do anything here in the next 5-10 minutes, we're going to call it a day and just go into the weekend and wait till next week. Brett, I do 5 days a week. Today's price action isn't the best, so it's been a little rough on the analysis. The This looks good. I want it to close above here, tag here, and then go higher. There's our close. Let's see if we drop back down into this fair value gap. Maybe even this volume imbalance right here. I'm going to take a long. 999. Let's see if it holds this fair value gap. It closed below that. And if we close below this inversion right here, I have just been on the wrong side, folks, and I'm going to call it a day. Next thing I wanted to do is close above this inversion right here. That's what we're looking for. Get rid of that breaker. A close below this inversion fair value gap will kill the trade. Right there. Need this to push through the high. Okay, that's closing. I'm going to get out of that. I'm done, folks. I'm not liking the price action. It's not moving in our favor. Market's sloppy, choppy. I tried, and it's just not working. When you see yourself not hitting the market on point, you got to call it quits. And I'm going to call it quits. So I'll be back here on Monday at 9:15 New York Standard Time. Today, just missing it. Today was not pretty in regards to reading, analysis. Yes, the market's nasty, but is what it is. You guys get to see the good, the bad, the ugly. So thanks for being here, guys. God bless. Stay safe. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all next week. Take care.